Hello, fifth grade. This is our language lesson. I'm going to do it in two parts. This is part one, which will be page 119. It is Tuesday, the 21st of April. All right, so we're going to do page 119. Then I'm going to do a part two where we're going to work on pages 120 and 121. So this is part one. Make sure you look at both parts so you understand what to do. All right, so our instructions say on page 119, some words in the preposition list may be used as more than one part of speech. They will be prepositions only if they have an object after them. We talked a lot about that yesterday. If a word that looks like a preposition does not have an object after it, it is probably an adverb telling where or when, okay? So, from page 115, I'm going to look back at it, show it back to you, where we saw the preposition list. Here for page 115, you'll see some of these words. And there'll be different parts of speech only if they don't have a preposition after them. If they don't have a preposition after them, they are a different part of speech. They're probably an adverb answering where or when, okay? So if it's a preposition, it will have an object following it, all right? So let's look at what our instructions are. It says, here's some examples. I'm up here on the top. It says he fell down the stairs. Down is a preposition and stairs is its object. He fell down and skinned his knee. That is an adverb. It tells, it answers an adverb question. Where he fell down, okay, and skinned his knee. It doesn't say down the stairs. It doesn't say, down the block. It doesn't have an object. It just says he fell down, and that's an adverb that's giving us details about the verb fell, okay? Look at the next one. Esther stood before the king. Before is a preposition, and the object is king. And under that, it says no one had ever done this before, okay? Before. Is there an object after the word before? No. So it's an adverb in that sentence. It's giving us details about what she had done, the verbs had done, what Esther had done. So that's an adverb, okay? So let's look at think A. It says identify the underlined word by writing preposition or adverb in the blank. Number two, if the word is a preposition, circle its object. So let's look at the first one. The first two underlined words are to and by, okay? And the sentence says, we waved to him as he rode by. So let's look at to. Does to have an object? Yes, him. So to is a preposition. So I'm gonna write preposition in the back, in the blank, excuse me. And then I see by is underlined. Is there an object after the word by? No, it's the last word in the sentence. So you would write in the next blank, adverb. So the first underlined word is a preposition because it has the object him. And the last underlined word by is an adverb. It's giving us details about verbs waved, rode, etc. Okay? All right, let's look at number two. Well, let's wait. If it is a preposition, the second thing I want us to do is circle its object. So we said this first underlined word is a preposition. So to what? What's our object? Good, him. So we circle him. By is not a preposition, it's an adverb, so we don't circle anything. It has no object. There's nothing to circle. Okay? So we wrote adverb in the blank. Let's look at number two. The syrup in that jar is from Vermont. So we see in is underlined and from is underlined. Now let's look. Does in have an object? Yes, jar. So we circle jar and we write preposition in the blank. Okay? And then what about from? Does from have an object? Yes, from Vermont. We circle Vermont and we write preposition in the blank. Okay? You doing okay? So let's go over that one again. The underlined words are in and from. Both in and from are indeed prepositions because they have objects. In what? In jar. So we circle jar. From what? Does from have an object? Yes, Vermont. Therefore, we circle Vermont. Both of those, because they have an object, are prepositions. So we write preposition in both blanks. Let's look at number 3. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have put, this is part, let me erase this. Let me make this a little clearer. Got ahead of myself here. These are both for number 2, and these will make these lines for number 3. Okay? So, the water in the swamp was deep, but we waded through. Okay, let's look at the first underlined word, in. Does in have an object? Yes. Swamp. In what? In the swamp. So in is a preposition. So we write preposition in the blank. And then the second one, but we waded through. Is there an object after through? Does it say through what? No. It's an adverb giving us details about the verb waded. So you would write adverb in the blank. A-D-V-E-R-B. Adverb. So let's look at that again. The two underlined words are in and through. In has an object in what? Swamp. Okay. Waded does not have an object. It's an adverb. It's giving us details about the verb waded. So we write preposition for in, and we write adverb for through. All right? Now let's look at number 4. Number 4 says we saw a large goose with 7 goslings walking behind her. Okay? So let's look at the first underlined word with. Does with have an object? Yes. With goslings. So with is a preposition. Remember, a preposition must have an object. And behind, is there an object for behind? Yes. Behind her. Her is the object. So behind is also a preposition. Okay? So I write preposition in both of those blanks. Let's look at that one more time. We see the first preposition is with. It has an object, gosling, so we write preposition in the blank. The next underlined word is behind, and behind does indeed also have an object, behind her, so we write preposition in the blank. All right? So that's what you do for the rest of numbers 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If it has an object after it, and the underlined word has an object after it, then it is a preposition. If it does not, then it is an adverb giving details about the verb. All right? So that's going to be the first part. You do not have to do B or C. Okay, you don't have to do B or C, but I want you to do think A. All right? So, and then when we have Zoom sessions, and if you have any questions about this, we can go over it. We'll go over it together in the Zoom sessions. Don't tear your language pages out anymore. You're not Dropboxing them to me anymore, okay? We're not going to use Dropbox. We're going to drop off at school. All right? So your parents know all about that. So you should do fine on this. If you have any questions, you know, you can FaceTime me, call me, text me. All right? And I'm going to put up the part 2 in just a moment for pages 120 and 121.